what is it here, and welcome to my review of the Transformers X Naruto Shippuden Gamakichi and Kurama. Yes, the Naruto Transformer is here. I did a news video on this where I said I was super duper excited for this, and it is finally released, and oh man, this set. So before we get into this, I feel just like everybody who reviews this set should start it off by saying what exactly they're in for with this, because obviously this is a crossover between two very different things. Now, my primary reason for picking this up is Naruto. I love Naruto so much. I wanted these characters, Gamakichi and Kurama, for my collection. They can also be used in tandem with the SH Figure Arts line, which I'll show in this video. But I am also very much a fan of Transformers as well. I've actually, at one point, this channel used to be primarily about Transformers, and I still collect them here from time to time. Like, my most recent pickup was this Bludgeon from Legacy Evolution. Absolutely amazing figure. I love this. And I'm planning on picking up the leader, the Fallen, the Megatronus from the next line that's coming out, and also the Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. So I am a fan of both of these properties. So yes, I am a fan of both of these properties. Primarily bought it for Naruto, and with that being said, I'm gonna say this, guys. This set is intensely cool. Like, this is really awesome. I think Hasbro did a terrific job with this. There is a ton to go over here, so let's not waste too much time and jump into it, and start off by taking a look at the packaging, which is very cool. You can see it's kind of a summoning scroll going on here. So on the side, you have some nice Japanese right there, got the nice red breaking up right there, very cool, the kind of rectangular thing right there, very neat. On the top, you can see this with an Autobot symbol right there, very cool. Naruto Shippuden, Gamakichi, and Kurama. On the side, we have more kanji right there, looking really awesome. Actually, that might not be kanji, but whatever, looks super duper cool. On the back, we have a bunch of product shots showing you some more shots of the figure right there of Kurama and Gamakichi in both modes right there. 12 steps, Viz right there, Transformers and Hasbro right there, authentic. And then we have the bottom as well. Yeah, the package is really cool. You can see in the back there, you do have the 9 seal right there for Kurama. If you know Naruto, then of course you know. Also, I like the Uzumaki symbol right here, and then, of course, the crossed kunais right there. Also a nice touch, and the Naruto crossover logo right there. Or the Transformer crossover logo right there with Naruto on this side. Let's take a quick look at that. Actually, really cool. How freaking cool is this that we literally have a official crossover Naruto and Transformers? That is just awesome. And here they are, Gamakichi and Kurama. And, of course, let's start off with the star of the show, Kurama. And this figure is just absolutely freaking awesome, guys. There's so many little things in here that Hasbro did to this release to really make it special. And we will go over all those starting right now. Let's get in here close on the sculpt. Starting off with the head sculpt, there is a lot you can see there is a lot of Naruto fan service type stuff going on right here. We've got the whiskers on the side, the 3 whiskers. Of course, to represent Naruto's whiskers right there. He, of course, has his Hidden Leaf headband right there looking amazing. Got some nice red on the forehead, and the Hidden Leaf headband looks really good, and you can see it goes all the way around. Doesn't look like they sculpted a knot in the back right there. It looks like there's a buckle in the back, but that's fine. Looks really cool. And you can see under the eyes right here, we've got this like black, it kind of looks like bags under the eyes, but I think what they're going for is the Sage mode. Right? I think that's what they're going for right there, and that is pretty cool. Although I will say, some people have like pointed to this and been like, this is supposed to be Naruto. I don't think this is supposed to be Naruto. I'm pretty sure this is just meant to be a robot mode for Kurama. It's not meant to turn into Naruto. At least that's my opinion on it. And like this is just Gamakichi's robot mode, right? It's not meant to be anybody in particular. So yeah, but the head sculpt is amazing. Love all the Easter eggs. I will say the black is a little bit sloppy on it, but it's okay. Not a big deal at all. But yeah, it would have been nice if maybe it was a little bit better done right there. You can see there's a lot more on this side as opposed to this side, but whatever. Really, you can't even notice it unless you get like right up on it, and it's a very tiny head, so no big deal. Like, look at it compared to the SH Figure Arts. The head is literally like less than half the size, probably. It's a little bean on his freaking shoulders. So really awesome. And then moving down to the torso, of course, we have a Kurama's head sculpt right there, looking absolutely amazing. Now, I actually have a surprise for you guys. I intentionally have not transformed this figure yet. This figure is a resculpt of the Cheetor, which I already have, so I already know how to transform it. So I have not transformed this yet. So when we get him into Kurama mode, it's going to be a totally, like, total surprise for me as well. I've never seen it before. I did transform this guy just so I could learn his transformation before I did the review for you guys. So yeah, but this guy, I haven't. Anyway, getting back to it, the eyes look amazing right there. Really, really nice. You get the nice black nose right there. And of course, his trademark ears right there with some nice fur sculpted in there as well. Gosh, this set is just so freaking cool, guys. And then moving down to the arms right here, you can see you got some nice detailing right there. And the hand, and yes, the hand does open. And there is a reason for that, which we'll go over in the accessories. But of course, opening hand is always an awesome touch for an action figure, no matter what it is, especially when the original version of the mold did not have it. And then one of my favorite things about the figure is on the other arm here, they sculpted in a jutsu hand right there. But we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the articulation, but it's really, really awesome. Moving down here, got some nice work right there on the crotch piece right there. Very cool. That is totally resculpted from the Cheetors. As you can see, they're totally resculpted. Very, very cool. And then moving down here, you have his bandage right there for his kunai holder, of course, to replicate the kunai holder that the Shinobis use right there. Very, very, very cool. We'll go over that a little bit more in a few minutes. And then the legs right here, again, nice fur sculpted on right there. You can see the feet right here. These can like push up if you want them to. Very, very cool. And of course, the signature trademark Naruto open-toed shoes right there. Absolutely freaking amazing. And in the back, you can see we have the legs right there for Kurama's beast mode. And then we have the 9 tails. Now, this is probably my biggest complaint with the figure overall, and this entire set, is that these 9 tails a bit phoned in. Like, these are not the best, and you can see the way that they're sculpted, they're kind of weird. Like, they're a little bit odd. Actually, we'll save that for the articulation, but just so you can see the sculpting, you can see it's 3, 3, and 3, and these are on separate ball joints right there. But yeah, probably the weakest part of this entire set, but we'll go over that a lot more in the video. Throughout the video. Now getting to articulation, which is one of the coolest parts about this figure. So the Cheetor figure that this is based off is quite articulated. So starting off at the head can look up a really good amount, and that is for the transformation, but it can also rotate side to side. I will say there's no down movement, and it does kind of suck because it would be nice if he could get the head looking down a little bit more, because in the natural position, it's just a little higher up than I would personally like it to be. It would be nice if he could look down a little bit more. There's some pretty good articulation here. The arms are really, really awesome. So the arms, of course, can go all the way up right there. You've got the in and out hinge right there, but thanks to this mold, you also have a slight butterfly joint right there, which really helps for the posability, especially when we bring in the accessories. You have a swivel right here at the arm, a over 90-degree bend right here at the elbow, which is really, really awesome, and on the other side as well. And like I said earlier, this is an opening hand right here. I will say one issue I have with this guy, I just realized another issue I have with this guy on top of the tails. These back pieces right here, because of those right there from the Cheetor, and of course the transformation and all that, and the fact that it's Transformers, these 2 pieces of kibble right here, unfortunately, totally hinder your ability to put him in a Naruto running pose. Like, there's just absolutely no way to do it, and it's pretty darn sad, but it is what it is. But moving on, we have a swivel right here at the waist, which is awesome. This part of the waist right here can lift up, which is pretty awesome. Although you don't really have to use it in order to use the legs. The legs can go up about that much. And if you bring this up, you can't really get any extras. It's just, yeah, that's just pretty much it. So you don't have to worry about that, that front piece right there getting in the way. It's just, yeah, that's just how much it gets. And then you have a really good amount of out as well, which is awesome. You can see the tails kind of getting in the way back there, but really awesome. And then the knees, the tails are a lot to get over here. The tails really are my biggest issue with this entire set, but we'll go over that throughout the video. Like I said, we have a over 90-degree bend right here at the knee, and then the feet are up, really good amount of up, really good amount of down, and a nice pivot right there. No swivel, but the pivot is super duper good. And yeah, the articulation is pretty awesome, because if you use the butterfly right here, as well as this extra joint right here on the hand, you can get him. You also have a swivel right here at the hand as well. You can get him in a pretty solid jutsu pose right here. Like, not bad at all. The extra mile that Hasbro went to include all of these joints and the jutsu hand in this hand is a really nice touch. I really like that. And I also want to say, comparing the plastic quality between these 2 figures, because these are the same sculpt, well, the same mold, but the plastic on Kurama actually feels significantly nicer and higher quality than the Chidor. And yeah, the plastic quality of this feels amazing, and the tolerances as well, absolutely fabulous. You can see even the ball joints on the tails right there are totally stiff. Absolutely nothing is wiggling. Every single joint is super duper nicely toleranced. I love it. Probably even nicer than the actual Chidor. Look how much easier it is. It's not bad at all. The legs might be a little, you know, it doesn't take much to move the legs there, although I have had this figure for a couple years, so do keep that in mind. This is the very first release of this mold, so yeah, do keep that in mind. Also, you can see the serial number up here on the Chidor, not there on the Kurama. Absolutely awesome. I have no idea where the serial number even is on this figure, man. It's so cool. There's just something about this figure that is just awesome, guys. Seriously. But yes, that's pretty much all there is to go over with the Kurama. Let's move on to Gamakichi right here. And starting off with the head sculpt, like I said in my news video, it looks like they went for an Orochimaru Mitsuki type thing going on here with the head sculpt. God damn it, come on. My freaking camera does not want to focus on this little P on his shoulders, man. Look at this thing. It is so tiny, and you can see still did a good job on the Konoha logo right there. Really awesome. The nice yellow eyes, and of course, as I said, those Orochimaru features look really cool with the purple in the eyes right there. SH Figuarts Orochimaru right there, so you can see what I'm getting at right there. Super duper awesome, if you ask me. I love that they did this. As a massive Orochimaru and Mitsuki fan, that was a nice touch in my opinion. Moving down, of course, you've got Gamakichi's head sculpt right there, looking great. Nice eyes right there. This can lift up if you want to. Really, really awesome. You can see the nice little piece right there, and some really, really good sculpting going on right here for the frog bits right there for his, of course, regular Gamakichi mode right there. The legs hanging off the back right there. Really cool. These sections come into play later, and the legs with some nice black right there as well. Not too much on this, and you can see they did not pick out the feet with the paint like they did on Kurama here. That would have been a nice touch, but not too bad if you ask me. And then you can see we got some nice like sculpting going on right there as well. And the articulation for Gamakichi is nothing crazy. You have a rotation at the head right there. It can look up a little bit. It is on a little bit of a ball joint. The arms are on a ball joint, so they can go all the way around right there, although they are, of course, going to get hindered by that back kibble right there. They can go out a ton. The arm right here is on a ball joint for the transformation, so it can go all the way around right there, and then you can move that out if you want to. I don't know, for like mega slapping action, if you want to. And then the legs are also on ball joints. This guy's basically just all ball joints, really. And the legs can go up all the way. Really, really nice. And then you have a 90-degree bend right there. Actually, a little bit over 90-degree bend. And then a really, really nice little ankle pivot right here at the ball joint at the feet as well. So all ball joints, but pretty darn cool, man. You know, in my news video, I stated I wasn't that excited for this figure in particular, but having him in hand, this robot mode is actually pretty darn fun. Although I think I will probably be leaving this guy in Gamakichi mode for the most part. Also, I just noticed something else. You can see Sage of Six Path logos right there on Kurama's feet right there. That is super duper cool. But with that being said, let's do some comparisons. Let's start off with Kurama. I will say the tails do help you like stand him up. You definitely ain't falling over with those tails holding him up. Alrighty, for comparison, starting off with Kurama, here he is, of course, with the SH Figuarts Naruto Uzumaki. And as you can see, it's a tiny little figure, right? I really would have kind of preferred if they went with the Tigatron mold instead of the Chidor mold, because it would have been a little bit bigger. But I think these two look really cool together. I think it would have been way cooler if this was a little bit bigger than the SH Figuarts Naruto. But they look awesome together. But let's compare him with some other Shinobis. Here is Kurama compared to Naruto's two best friends, Shikamaru and Sasuke, the SH Figuarts again. And again, he really is quite small. I really could have used it to be a little bit bigger, but it is what it is, you know? There's nothing we can do about it. And to show that even more, now let's compare Kurama with some robots. There he is with the Transformers Leader class Straxus, and bringing back in the Transformers Voyager class Bludgeon right there. And as you can see, he is a deluxe scale figure right there. So he's a little smaller. Honestly, in comparison to these guys, I think it works actually pretty darn well. Like, I kind of like him being smaller. You know, he's a shinobi after all. He should be spry, should be able to move fast, you know, hit him with a Rasengan, throw a kunai, and then just get the hell out of there, you know, poof right out of there. So I like the slimmer look when compared to other Transformers, but as someone who's going to be putting this on their Naruto shrine, yeah, I would have preferred him to be Voyager scale. And for one final comparison with Kurama. Here he is with the original version of the mold, the Cheetor right there. And you can see he is exactly the same size right there. But again, way nicer quality on this guy right there. So you are getting your money's worth right here, especially since you also get an entire core class figure and, spoiler, a really, really good spread of accessories. There he is with Cheetor. Now for Gamakichi, and let me just start off by showing him off with Kurama right there, so you can see how they look together. Very, very cool. And just one thing I'll throw in here real quick as well. Here he is with this little mini blind bag figure of Naruto, Sage Mode Naruto right there. I love this thing. I got this thing recently. I started collecting these. These are awesome. Really, really cool. But yeah, just to give you a really good sense of the size. Also, that's pretty cool, ain't it? Because it's kind of a smaller Naruto right there. That is actually kind of cool. Ooh, I didn't even realize that. Okay, but moving on to the comparisons for Gamakichi. Let's once again bring in the SH Figuarts Orochimaru, so you can see how he looks right there. And again, very, very small, but yeah, there's something about this that looks really, really cool. Well, but yeah, that looks really cool. And of course, we have to compare him to the great sage of the Mount Miyamoku Toads, Jiraiya Sensei. And I definitely think a major selling point of this set is the fact that this guy is going to go absolutely perfectly with the new 2.0 Jiraiya that was just revealed and is literally killing my ability to sleep. But right now, we've got the 1.0, and they still look pretty awesome together, if you ask me. And for one more quick comparison, here they are, with the Figma Rimuru Tempest, and the SH Figuarts Sukuna Ryomen right there, just so you get a really good sense of the size of these guys. Alrighty, and with that, it is time for my favorite part of the review, the accessories. And man, did they kill it with the accessories with this. Let's start off, of course, with Kurama, because 90% of the accessories are for Kurama. First off, of course, you can never have a Naruto action figure without some ninja tools. We have a standard kunai right here with a nice hidden leaf logo right there. Different, but I accept it. Pretty darn cool. And we have a Minato flying Raijin kunai right here as well. Very, very cool. And you can see they have these very, very long tabs right there. We'll talk about that in just a second. They are hollow on the out. That is something I really don't miss about Hasbro Transformers, but hey, it is what it is. And if you want to give them to him, you can only really get them in this hand right here, and you can just slide them in. You don't have to open up the hand right there if you don't want to. You can just slide them in, but of course they work a lot better if you put them in upside down like that right there. Now, of course, the hand can open, so you make sure you have to clamp the hand around there right there, and you can see he can hold it very nicely, and thanks to the butterfly, he can get these in some pretty darn good poses right there. Like, better than you would usually expect from a Transformer limited by Kibble and whatnot. Very, very cool. I will say I personally prefer giving him the standard kunai right there, Pretty darn cool right there. And it would have been nice if they could have also added a hinge right here to allow you to hinge the hand inward. That would have been really cool, having a little bit more of a natural kunai stance, but still an awesome accessory. And with the other kunai, this is where this little bar comes in. If you come down here to the bandage where the kunai holder would be, it's a very nice touch that you can plug the spare kunai right there. And there you go. You can plug that into the leg right there, and it goes on pretty darn nicely and stays in very well. Of course, the bar comes out there so it can actually work, because you do have quite a bit of space right here, like being taken up by the leg right there, because it's very, very bulky. So it doesn't look the best, but hey, it is a pretty darn nice storage space for it that I personally do appreciate quite a lot. So that is really, really cool. The next accessory we get are these. These are actually chakra particle effects, and these go on the figure's feet right here. So these just plug in right here, and these are very, very cool. I really hope that Tamashii can give us some of these to go with the SH Figuarts, because unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use these for the SH Figuarts, as they do have that big old peg right there. Maybe if you could fill up the bottom and then just stand the SH Figuarts on top of it, you might be able to make it work. But for now, these are an awesome accessory to put on the feet right there for those nice chakra particle effects right there. And they do also help him stand up. You can see you can actually lift up the tails now, because these allow him to stand up pretty pretty darn well. So those are awesome as well. I really love those. And last but not least, we of course get a Rasengan and a Rasen Shuriken right there. Now these are pretty darn awesome. So for the Rasengan, of course, you have this peg right here that you can plug in right there into the hand, and you can do the same thing with the Rasen Shuriken right there. Now this works pretty darn well for the Rasen Shuriken because it's very easy to get him in a very nice getting ready to throw the Rasen Shuriken pose right there. Like, yeah, that looks super duper natural. The hand is covered up right there. He's about to let it throw. However, with the Rasengan, this is kind of awkward, of course, because he's literally holding it by like a bar right there. That is not how you use a Rasengan. So they've actually engineered this pretty cool. So if you remember, he has this little tab right here when you open up his hand. And what I've discovered about this, I'm not actually sure if this is intentional, if this is actually how you were supposed to do this, but what I found is if you take the Rasengan, you can plug it into that little section of the hand right there, like right there, and he does kind of hold it on right there, and now he can do it like an actual person would use a Rasengan right there, like a natural Rasengan, which is very cool. Now, you can't really do this with the Rasen Shuriken, but again, like I said, because there's just not really enough space right there, you can still kind of get it in there, so it still kind of works, but it's fine with the Rasen Shuriken because you can make it look very natural with the bar right there. Like, it doesn't look like he's just holding it by the bar. It does look like he's about to throw out a Rasen Shuriken. But this extra engineering right here is really helpful for when you want to have him using the Rasengan right there. So I personally think that is an awesome touch that they added. And yeah, guys, I think you can see that these accessories are fan-freaking-tastic. And if you want to, you can also use the extra legs right here, and you can plug one of the accessories onto there as well. You know, do some kind of goofy stuff with it. Use this kibble to your advantage right there. Maybe Kurama is doing something like this. I don't know, getting ready to throw Rasen Shuriken out with his arms right there. You can see there is some extra articulation in these arms right there, which is really cool. And then these are on a ball joint as well. You might even look nicer if we put this one back down, bring up this one for something like this. Very awesome, if you ask me. I did want to say as well, you can't really put the kunais in the other hand here. You can slip them in, and they'll go in about that much, but because the hands don't open up, you can't get them fully in there. Although maybe you might be able to get the Flying Raijin in there, because it looks like that one's a little bit nice and thinner right there. So yeah, it pretty much goes in about the same as well right there, but not bad. It actually looks kind of cool having him with the kunai and the jutsu hand right there. I actually kind of like the way that looks. Ain't that kind of cool, actually? So that is it for the accessories for Kurama, and I mean, come on, y'all. This is sick as shit, man. They loaded this up. This is awesome, man. But now let's move Kurama out of here and talk about Gamakichi's accessories. So you get two accessories for Gamakichi. You get a little ninja dagger right here, which is pretty cool, and you can just plug this into his hand right here. Just let that peg kind of go in between the fingers right there. Actually, you don't even have to worry about it because it doesn't go down enough right there. Actually, I think you can get it. Nope, it's blocked off right there. So yeah, that's it. And because of this, you can't get it in upside down, unfortunately. There's no way to do that. So that really sucks. I wish there was a way to do that. It also works a little bit better on this side, of course, because the blade is facing the proper way right there. It would have been nice if you could like rotate the blade around, but no such luck right there. But still, a nice little weapon for him, you know, not a bad thing to throw in there. But the really cool accessory is the scroll right here. So this is the scroll. Pretty darn cool. You have the little peg right there. That's for the beast mode, but you can plug that into his hand right there, so he can have that right there, which is also very cool. And the accessories can also be stored on the back. You have these two little peg holes right here where you can store the accessories when you're not using them, although this probably would go better right side up like that. There you go. Pretty darn cool. Nice storage right there for the accessories. So that is it for the accessories, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to transform these guys. And for this, I'm actually going to start off with Gamakichi here. So for the transformation, start off by flipping up this little door right here on the toad head, and then bring this up. That's going to enclose the head, and then just tab right back there. So there you have that. Then you're going to unlatch the arms from the back right here, come to the feet, rotate the legs around, fold this piece up, bring this up, and you have a slot right there that's just going to tab into the foot right there. Do the same thing on this side.
get that up there and tab that in right there. Then these sections right here are connected by this little bracket right here. You can see the mushroom joint. This is gonna fold down and just go all the way up right there, fully going in like that. Bring this up, rotate this around, bring this out, and fold that down for the leg. Do the same thing on this side. So bring this all the way back, get that tabbed in right there, rotate the arm around, and there you go. And then just rotate the feet down. And there you have Gamakichi in his Gamakichi mode right there, looking fabulous. Alrighty, now let's transform Kurama. And as I said, this is my first time doing this, so let's do it. But I imagine it's exactly the same as the Cheetor. So just rotate the head around like this, so it's like that. Then you're gonna unlatch the head from the torso right here, kind of untab these sections right here. And then this should just go up and enclose the head right there and snap shut right there, and then just bring the mouth up. Then we're going to bring his arms out right here, so we have plenty of space to move all this cable out and bring these sections right here out, and then take the arms. These are going to come down and they're going to latch in right there. Same thing on this side. Bring this down and just latch that in right there, just like that. We'll go ahead and do the leg. Just bring these pieces down, and then the feet will get stored up here, and they should snap into place. Nope, I guess they just sit there. And same thing on this side, so bring that in, bring the leg down like that. And now the only thing I just don't know about is if there's enough clearance right here to shut these with these new hand sculpts. Okay, looks like it's probably no problem, I guess. And get all this nice and closed up right there. Make sure the hands are like that. Okay, yeah, there's plenty of space right there. Get all that situated. Bring the arms down and the legs like that. And bring this section of the back down. Okay, this section is ridiculously tight. You kind of just have to brute force it. It doesn't feel good, but hopefully after doing it a few times, this plastic will shave down a little bit and it will get easier over time. But that was really, really unpleasant to do. But just get everything situated right here. Get him in a good pose. And here we have the Kurama mode right here. And this is pretty interesting. Again, these ball joints for the tails are just kind of wonky. Like, I don't know, man. It would have been really, really nice if they had a little bit more movement. The Kurama mode looks really good, though. There's no articulation in the head, unfortunately, so you're not going to be able to bring the head up. But you do have a lot of joints in the back legs right here, so you can bring the back legs back a lot. And that way, you can see the head a lot better right there. And the head is pretty darn awesome right there. That is pretty sick. I still long for the day that we get like an SH Monster Arts Kurama. That would be fracking awesome. And the feet and the ears right here are a nice pliable plastic right there, so those probably won't break off, which is very, very nice. But you can see there's like a seam line right there breaking that up, which is not the best looking, but not too bad either. Of course, there is also all the hinges and panels right there that result from it being a transformer, but still pretty darn cool. And of course, you can open up the mouth right there as well, which is pretty cool. Now, there's not a ton of posability to this, which is why I say that an SH Monster Arts would just be absolutely awesome if we could get a ton more posability out of this as well. Also, it would probably be bigger, so we'd be able to put like Obito and Naruto on it, which would be awesome. But you know, for what we have right now, it's pretty cool. It's pretty darn cool. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to say I think I actually prefer him in the robot mode. The robot mode was just super duper fun. This Kurama mode, as a massive fan of the series, it's just too small and static for Kurama. If you know the show, Kurama is a beast. When he comes out, some damage gets done. And this guy just can't pull off those Kurama poses. He can't pull off like a howling into the sky pose. He can't pull off like a super crouch down pose. Like if you could move the head, maybe he could, but since the head is totally locked in place, you can't, unfortunately. So yeah, the robot mode, in my opinion, is a lot cooler. Oh, you can see, you kind of get him in a little bit. That's kind of Kurama-ish right there. You know, do something like this. It's just the head. If the head could just look up or rotate or something, it would be a lot better. But because there's no articulation in the head right there, yeah, it just feels too static for Kurama. This is not awful. This is not awful at all. Like, I think the robot mode is just so much cooler than this just because it's so much more fresher. Like, it just feels so different. We've never seen anything like that before with a Naruto figure, you know? It's got all these crazy things going on. But this is just our boy Kurama, and it's just kind of a mid figure of our boy Kurama. So, but not awful. Still a pretty cool display piece, if you ask me. Also, the tails are kind of a buzzkill, man. Like, you have these rotations right here at this section, and then you can bring those back, but like, it's kind of just weird how that looks right there. I don't know. There is posability in there, though.
So again, it's not awful, but it's not the best either. But bringing in Gamakichi right here so you can take a good look at him. He looks absolutely amazing, and he is going to go great with our 2.0 SH Figure Arts Jiraiya in a couple months. And he's actually got some pretty good articulation. You can see if you bring the feet, the inner feet inward, you can kind of bring all these pieces back, and he can actually get a pretty good, like, sitting up pose. Hey guys, quick thing on the Gamakichi. I figured this out literally right now. He has swivels on the arms right here that allow the arms to go down a little bit more. So this is how I had them in the video, and this is how much you can have them in total. So you can see you swivel him down all the way, and that makes him look quite a bit better, actually. He's a lot more raised off the ground, looks a lot nicer, and once again, you can get him looking up a good bit more, especially compared to Kurama, and especially if you use the back feet right here. So very, very cool. Just another way that this set really, really impressed me. Way to go the extra mile, Hasbro. Right there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty darn cool. And you do have some articulation in the mouth as well. The mouth can open, so it can be all, hey Naruto, how you doing? This little section right here where you can plug either the scroll, which is pretty awesome. So you just plug that in right there, and there you go. You can have it with the scroll, or I think I actually might prefer this. You can also plug the dagger in there, which I think is kind of neat. Him doing it with the dagger right there, or you can also plug the accessories into his hands right there. So you can give him the sword. It's a little bit loose in there, but you can do it right there, like rotate it that way. But again, it's kind of loose in there, which is, you can also give him the scroll right here as well. You can see that is pretty cool that he can hold the scroll like that as well. But again, no head articulation, so still fairly limited when it comes to the beast modes right here. Still pretty darn cool, and you know, yeah, they're still pretty darn neat, man. And for comparison, here they are, of course, with Naruto right there, and just so you can get a good sense of the size right there, yeah, it's a very small Kurama figure, but hey, it still looks pretty darn cool. It's gonna look very awesome on my shrine. Bring Gamakichi over here as well. There we go. Put him in a bit of a pose right here. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I am underwhelmed by Kurama personally, but the Gamakichi is kind of perfect. Like, I think the size is pretty perfect to go with Naruto right here. Like, that looks pretty darn cool right there. Especially if we go Sage mode here. Yeah, that looks pretty awesome right there. That looks really, really sick. Bring in some smoke effects here, and boom, you've got a pretty awesome display. I really like the size on Gamakichi right here. It looks As for the Kid Naruto, again, the size, I think this is a pretty good size to kind of work like as kind of both styles of Gamakichi, but probably kind of a balance in the middle right there to make it kind of work for both of them fairly equally. And of course, I also have to show him with the Great Sage of the Mount Miyaboku Toads, Jiraiya. And again, pretty darn cool if you ask me. I like the way these two look together, and he really doesn't even look that much like a Transformer. Like, you could totally get away with putting this on your SH Figure Arts shelf, which I might do. I haven't decided yet, but it looks pretty darn cool with him, if you ask me. Especially when we get the 2.0 with Ma and Pa. Oh, that's gonna look awesome. Like, yeah, guys, this is super freaking sick. Last comparison with Kurama here, and that is with this little chibi plush of Kurama that I have right here. I don't know, it's just a fun little comparison I wanted to throw in here as well. Oh man, it is pretty darn cool having a little Kurama figure right there, but man, I just wish he could pose a little better, man. You know what? Let's jump into the final thoughts. Final thoughts on the Transformers cross Naruto, Transformers crossover Naruto, Kurama, and Gamakichi. In my opinion, this set is awesome. And if you're a massive Naruto fan like me, I think you're going to love if you pick this up. Now, it's not perfect. The posability in the beast modes is not perfect, and as we're going into this as Naruto fans, we're gonna want better posability out of the beast modes originally, especially, we've been totally spoiled by the incredible SH Figure Arts line. So for us, this posability, borderline unacceptable. The thing is, though, they're Transformers, so of course they're not gonna have the same posability as SH Figure Arts or SH Monster Arts. That's just part of the package. So what I'm saying is, if you wanted these exclusively for the Gamakichi and the Kurama to use them with your SH Figure Arts, honestly, I wouldn't get your hopes up too much for that part of the figure. However, In my honest opinion, guys, this robot mode is freaking awesome. And in my opinion, it kind of totally makes up for the slightly lackluster Kurama mode when it comes to us Naruto fans who've been wanting and praying for an articulated Kurama figure for a long time. That's kind of disappointing. But this robot mode, just amazing. All of the extra little bits and bobs and bells and whistles that they put into this for the Rasengan, the jutsu hands. I love the Konoha freaking headband, the little spot where you can put the shuriken. This is awesome. Honestly, this alone is actually, no, we'll say this alone, the frog version of Gamakichi and the robot mode of Kurama, I think this is worth having, man. This is just so freaking cool. This is a really cool, novel thing to have. I really love it. And if the tails kind of get in the way for you, you can just pop them off. So yeah, you take the tails off, and now they aren't so in the way anymore, and he's a lot easier to pose around right there. So really awesome. I honestly love this robot mode. I kind of was expecting to leave him in Kurama mode for most of the time, but actually, I think the robot mode is actually my favorite part of the Kurama figure. Now, the Gamakichi, honestly, the Gamakichi mode itself is pretty darn awesome. Like, even without the articulation, I still think it's pretty awesome to have a Gamakichi figure. It's still really cool, and it's going to be awesome to put with the 2.0 Jiraiya. As for the robot mode, I actually think there's a lot to like about it. I was, again, expecting the robot mode to be one of the weak links of the set, but I think there's actually quite a bit to like about it, especially if you're like me and you're a massive Orochimaru and Mitsuki fan. Pretty darn cool, and of course, that little... And the dagger is a fun little touch. Also, you can have him holding the scroll in the robot mode as well, which is pretty cool. It makes the toad head go out a little bit more, as opposed to if you don't have it in there, but still an option, and it does look really, really cool right there. So yeah, I actually do like this robot mode a little more than I was expecting to as well. Again, not a ton of posability, but still pretty darn cool. So as for the final thoughts on this set, honestly, in my opinion, I love it. And at the end of the day, my review is only meant to be my point of view, my personal opinion on the figure, and whether I believe it is worthwhile to pick it up. And in my opinion, I say 100%. The set is only about $60 as well. It's honestly a pretty tremendous bargain for what you're getting, because you're getting a very nice deluxe figure that's higher quality plastic than the standard release. You're getting another core figure, also very nice quality, a buttload of accessories, transformation obviously. It's a fantastic set, if you ask me. I absolutely love it. I have zero regrets and absolutely not disappointed with this whatsoever, because I was super excited for this figure. And in my opinion, he has fully lived up to the hype. It might not have been for the reasons I was expecting it to be, but at the end of the day, all that matters is if you're happy with the purchase. And I am very happy with the purchase. So, if you're a Naruto fan, I recommend this. If you're a Transformers fan, I recommend this. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There you have it. Thank you all so much for watching the video. And this is DK Guillotine, signing out. Hey guys, DK here. I just wanted to throw a quick thing at the end of this review. So after I did the review and I messed around with these guys, I decided to put Kurama on the shelf right here, and I have to say, I think this looks really awesome right here. Like, obviously the articulation's not great, but it's still a Kurama figure, and it does look pretty awesome on the shrine right here. So yeah, that is super cool. I did want to show this. Also, I'm recording this after the BBTS listing went up for the new 2.0 Jiraiya. That price is fucking ridiculous. And the reason I bring that up is because this set is extremely fairly priced. Fantastic quality, fantastic accessories, awesome figures, absolutely love these guys, and they're an absolute bargain. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still extremely excited for the 2.0 Jiraiya, and I'm still almost 100% going to be getting it, but I'm going to be trying my best to get it from anywhere except BBTS. I'm hoping to not have to pay more than like $140 for it, but I have to have it, of course. Super sad. It's super sad watching this company that I once loved just absolutely crumble to dust beneath their greed. And honestly, I hope they fail. I mean, I love the Naruto line so much, and I would love to have a full roster and also Boruto as well. And I will still be collecting this line, but I am honestly like this level of greed that Tamashii Nations has had recently is, in my opinion, completely unacceptable. And we should speak with our dollars. And yeah. So, to end the video, get this set. It's awesome. It's well worth the money. Try not to pay too much for Jiraiya 2.0. Tamashii, what are you doing, man?